Hello everyone, I am Dr. Anjum Rashid. Welcome to my channel Pediatrics and Life Tips. In this video, I will talk about cat scratch disease, also known as cat scratch fever. Cat scratch disease is a bacterial infection which predominantly affects the lymph nodes which drain the site of inoculation. Now, it is caused by Bartonella henselae, which is a gram-negative intracellular bacilli, and it is transmitted by a cat scratch, lick, or a bite. Now, cat scratch disease is one of the most common causes of chronic lymphadenopathy in children and adolescents. Cats, particularly kittens, have high level of Bartonella bacteremia for months without any symptoms. Now, transmission of this organism between cats is by cat flea, Cystinos felis, while transmission to human is by cutaneous inoculation. It may be a cat scratch, lick, or a bite. Now, transmission may occur by only petting the cat and subsequently self-inoculation via mucous membrane, skin break, or conjunctiva. Now, there is no person-to-person transmission and it is not transmitted from cat fleas to humans. In temperate zone of the world, it usually occurs in September to March, while in tropical zone there is no seasonal prevalence. Now, it is present worldwide and all races are affected. Now, it is more common among children because they spend more time with kittens, and boys are affected more than the girls. Now, the pathogenesis. Hallmark of the cat scratch disease is regional lymphadenopathy proximal to the site of inoculation. In immunocompetent patient, there is a granulomatous and suppurative response, while in immunocompromised patient, there is vasculoproliferative response with new vascularization. Now I will discuss the clinical presentation. First, I will discuss the features of typical cat scratch disease. Incubation period is usually 7 to 12 days, but it may range from 3 to 30 days. Primary lesion at the scratch site consists of one or more non-pruritic 3 to 5 mm red papules or pustules. These papules heal in days to months without scarring. Now, in addition to the primary lesion at the scratch site, there is lymphadenopathy which develops within 1 to 4 weeks, and this involves mostly the first or second group of lymph nodes which is draining the entry site. Lymph nodes which are more commonly affected in typical cat scratch disease include axillary, cervical, submandibular, preauricular, epitrochlear, femoral, or inguinal lymph nodes. In this regional lymphadenopathy, the involved nodes are moderately tender. There is erythema and warmth of the overlying skin. However, there is no cellulitis. The size is about 1 to 5 cm, but they may be larger. Now, lymph node suppression may occur in 10 to 40% of the cases. Now, this lymphadenopathy typically resolves within 2 to 4 months, but rarely it may persist for a year or more. Now, the nodes that separate and drain may heal with scarring. In typical cat scratch disease, 50% of the patient may have systemic signs and symptoms. These include malaise, fatigue, fever, anorexia, headache, sore throat, arthralgia, or a transient maculopapular rash. Now, cat scratch disease is a self-limiting infection and spontaneous resolution occurs within weeks to months. Infection may confer lifelong immunity. Now, I will discuss some atypical or unusual manifestations of cat scratch disease. Perinode oculoglandular syndrome is an atypical presentation of cat scratch disease. It occurs in about 2 to 17% of cases. In this case, the site of inoculation is conjunctiva, and the lymphadenopathy is particularly preauricular. However, submandibular or cervical lymph nodes may be involved. Conjunctivitis typically is non-suppurative and painless. Eye findings resolve in few months without any residual damage. Another atypical presentation of cat scratch disease is fever or pyrexia of unknown origin, which is present in about 10 to 30% of cases. In this, there is prolonged fever without any lymphadenopathy. Another atypical presentation is encephalopathy, which is present in 5% of cases. This usually occurs 1 to 3 weeks after the onset of lymphadenitis, but it may precede or occur without lymphadenopathy. Now, there is abrupt onset of confusion, restlessness, combative or bizarre behavior. headache, disorientation with rapid progression to seizures and coma. There may be respiratory depression. Now there is slow recovery over many months without any sequelae. Hepatosplenic cat scratch disease is a severe disseminated form. In this there is high fever which persists for several weeks. There is also abdominal pain, weight loss, and occasional healed cutaneous scars which are of previous cat scratches. There may be lymphadenopathy in about half of the cases. Hepatosplenomegaly may occur, but there is no jaundice or hepatic dysfunction. Another less common presentation of cat scratch disease is neuroretinitis. In this there is painless unilateral or bilateral decreased vision with a central scotoma. On fundoscopy there is papal edema with macular exudates in a starry pattern. There is complete resolution with recovery of vision in about 2 to 3 months. Osteomyelitis is also an atypical presentation of cat scratch disease. There is localized bone pain without erythema, tenderness or swelling. Vertebral column and pelvic girdle are more commonly affected. Cat scratch disease may present as erythema nodosum. These are painful, tender, subcutaneous nodules on legs. Now they may present 1 to 6 weeks after the onset of lymphadenopathy and usually resolve without sequelae. Other less common atypical presentation of cat scratch disease include atypical pneumonia, thrombocytopenic purpura, facial nerve paralysis, peripheral neuropathy, transverse myelitis, or endocarditis. Now I will discuss the diagnosis. Cat scratch disease should be suspected on clinical grounds plus history of exposure to a cat. Serologic testing is helpful in diagnosis. In this, indirect fluorescence assay and enzyme-linked immunoassays are used to detect serum antibodies to Bartonella henselae. If the antibody titer is more than 1:64, this suggests a recent Bartonella infection. However, if paired acute and convalescent sera show a 4-fold or greater increase, then this is a confirmatory test of cat scratch disease. In tissue specimen, particularly lymph node biopsy, bacilli can be visualized with Wardin-Starry stain or Brown-Hobbs tissue stains. Bartonella DNA can be identified through PCR analysis, but this test is not widely available. Now, organism can be cultured from the affected lymph nodes, but it usually takes about 6 weeks, so it is not clinically useful for making a diagnosis. Now, routine laboratory tests are usually not helpful for diagnosis. However, ESR may be elevated and WBC count may be normal or mildly elevated. Hepatic transaminases are usually normal, but they may be elevated in case of hepatosplenic cat scratch disease. CSF is usually normal, but there may be minimal pleocytosis and protein elevation in case of encephalopathy. In hepatosplenic disease, ultrasound or CT scan abdomen may show many granulomatous nodules in the liver and spleen. These are hypodense, round, irregular lesions. Now, neuroimaging in case of encephalopathy is usually normal. And in case of hepatosplenic disease, liver histology may show nutmeg appearance with stellate necrotizing granulomas. Now I will discuss the treatment of cat scratch disease. Cat scratch disease is a self-limited infection, and resolution usually occur over weeks to months without any use of antibiotics. Now, conservative symptomatic care and observation is the best treatment. However, if treatment is considered, then best antibiotics include azithromycin, clarithromycin, trimethoprim sulfamethoxazole, ciprofloxacin, or gentamicin. Now, in case of painful suppurative lymphadenopathy, drainage can be done by needle aspiration. However, incision and drainage of non-suppurative nodes should be avoided because of forming of chronic draining sinus. Surgical excision of the node is rarely required. In case of hepatosplenic cat scratch disease, rifampin with or without trimethoprim sulfamethoxazole for 14 days is usually beneficial. Now the prognosis. Prognosis in a normal immunocompetent host is generally excellent, with resolution of clinical findings over weeks to months. Recovery is occasionally slower and may take as long as a year. Now the prevention of cat scratch disease. As person-to-person spread is not present in this disease, isolation of the patient is generally not required. Now, elimination of cats from the household is helpful in prevention of this disease, but it is generally not practical. Now, awareness of risk of cats, particularly the kitten scratches, should be emphasized to the parents. Cat scratches or bites should be washed immediately with water and soap. Now, cat flea control is also helpful in prevention of this disease. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel.